as a literal threat. A group of 4 men then showed up to the Rudolph home around midnight and a fight broke out. Rudolph's brother Daryl testified last week he was frightened when he said 2 guns were pointed at him and his brother.
The former local football star remains in jail accused of murder. Travis Rudolph was a standout at Cardinal Newman and Florida State before going to the NFL.
Today he faced a judge charged with murder and a Lake.
Travis Rudolph cleared on the first-degree murder and 3 first-degree attempted murder charges against him. The case stems back to a deadly in April 2021 after an argument with Rudolph's alleged girlfriend.
It started as an argument between a girlfriend and her boyfriend, but by the end of the night, it turned into a murder scene with 39 shots fired at 2 men. In this video, we're exploring the haunting story of Travis Rudolph, the ex-NFL star who committed brutal murder and got away with it. Viewer discretion is advised. This story is graphic and disturbing.
And looked out and saw about 5 or 6 people out on the front of their house and on the sidewalk getting ready to fight. One guy took a swing at another and then they all took off up the street.
It was after that, he says, he only heard the
gunshots. 8 to 12, I believe.
One witness tells PBSO they saw Rudolph holding a rifle.
Blood soaked the streets of Lake Park, Florida on a quiet April night. A deadly mix of jealousy, rage, and fear turned a simple argument into bloodshed. By the end of it all, a promising NFL star was facing murder charges, and 1 man lay dead. This is the chilling case of Travis Rudolph.
Premeditated murder and attempted first-degree murder.
25-year-old Travis Rudolph stood quietly as he faced the judge. The former high school and FSU star football player now facing a charge of murder and 3 attempted murder charges after PBSO says he fired into a car just after midnight Wednesday, an argument among several men at Rudolph's home.
April 6th, 2021, Travis Rudolph was at home, a place that should have been safe. He spent the evening with Dominique Jones, a woman he believed to be his girlfriend. The two played Uno, laughing between shots of liquor. But the happy mood turned upside down when Dominique discovered Travis's secret, messages from another woman. Dominique's fury erupted. She screamed at him, heartbroken by his betrayal. Her rage escalated. She started viciously attacking Travis, punching him, even hitting him with a Patron bottle. Travis fought, back, screaming and throwing cruel insults at her. They moved to the front yard, their argument no longer contained. Then came her warning. Her brother Keyshawn would make him pay. Travis brushed it off, thinking it was all bark. Dominique stormed off, leaving a trail of tension in her wake. But this wasn't over, not by a long shot.
All right, so you give her the Patron bottle, and then at one point, she actually hits you in the head with the Patron bottle.
Right.
Okay, so now you've been hitting the head with a trophy, with a Patron bottle, her fist. So you're kind of getting your ass kicked right now.
Correct.
Okay, how badly hurt are you at the end of all this?
I'll say it was adrenaline. Like, the times when she did hit me, I kind of braced for it. But, like, I definitely was feeling them hits, though. Especially when she was clocking me in my head. All the times she been punching me and everything, I definitely was feeling them, but I mean, I was like, it ain't nothing major. She can get her little steam off or whatever. It is what it is.
By midnight, a loud banging on the front door shook the home. Travis's brother Daryl opened it cautiously, only to find 4 men. Dominique's brother Keyshawn, Sebastien Jean-Jacques, Tyler Robinson, and Christopher Lowe. They weren't there to talk. The front yard turned into a battlefield. Fists flew, bodies collided. The 4 men attacked like a pack of wolves, overwhelming Travis and Daryl. Travis scrambled back into the house, beaten and desperate. When he returned, he wasn't empty-handed. He carried an AR-15.
I remember it was me, my brother, and my mom. We was talking. We was just talking about life in general, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I hit a banging. My brother, he sprints to the door. For whatever reason, he just sprints to the door. And when the banging I heard, that just alarmed me to just like, okay, I had my firearm next to the bed, so I'm like, let me grab my firearm or whatever. So as I'm going out of my room, I bust that right, and then I have like this monitor, so I see 4 individuals, and I only recognize the brother at the time. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm going there, I had put my gun like on the sofa. I believe it was on the sofa near the door. And I walk outside As I'm walking, I hear them saying like, yeah, where's Travis at, where's Travis at? So as I walk outside, I'm going to approach the brother, and I'm literally looking at him in his eyes, and I'm like, what's up? But before I even get the up part, that's when the guy with the shirt off, he punched me. Like it was like no talking at all. Like he punched me, once he punched me, all of them started jumping me. And then that's when my brother started helping me out. When they started jumping me, it went from like the front doorstep to the driveway to the street, and it was just dispersed everywhere.
The men scrambled for their car, a black Cadillac parked nearby, but Travis didn't let them go quietly. He fired. 39 rounds erupted into the night, shredding through metal, glass, and flesh. The Cadillac crawled away, riddled with holes. Blood soaked the seats, panic filling the air. The car didn't make it far. It stalled at a gas station, where Kayshawn called 911. Sebastien Jean-Jacques was slumped in the passenger seat, lifeless. 10 bullets tore through his body. Tyler Robinson was critically injured. The other 2 men sat unharmed but shaken, staring at the bloodbath around them. Back at the Rudolph home, silence lingered like the smoke from Travis's rifle. Police arrived, finding the remnants of chaos, shattered glass, shell casings, and a family in shock. Travis's mother defended him, claiming he acted in self-defense, but that wouldn't stop the arrest. Within hours, Travis was in custody, charged with first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted murder.
I went straight in my house, and I felt like it caught him off guard because he probably thought like I just ran in the house on some scary stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna tell you my next move. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to show me, pretty much.
Okay, and you grabbed your AR-15.
Correct.
This is a semi-automatic assault rifle.
Correct.
How big was that clip?
It had 100 rounds in it.
100-round clip.
Yes.
Okay. And being a semi-automatic means that as fast as you can pull the trigger, as fast as those bullets are coming out.
Right.
Okay, so your mom sees you with the rifle.
Yes, when I come out the house, yes.
Former Florida State University football player Travis Rudolph is now facing charges of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Palm Beach County deputies say the 25-year-old was identified as a suspect after 2 people were shot shortly after midnight in the Lake Park area. 1 man died. The other was taken to the hospital for treatment. Rudolph was arrested shortly.
Before this nightmare, Travis Rudolph's name stood for something else: hope, talent, and kindness. Born and raised in Florida, he was a star athlete with a promising future. At Cardinal Newman High School, he dominated the football field, earning offers from 32 colleges. He chose Florida State University, where he shattered records and became a fan favorite. But it wasn't just his talent that made headlines. In 2016, Travis did something unforgettable. During a school visit, he saw an autistic boy eating alone and sat with him. That small act of kindness went viral, making Travis a symbol of compassion. The world saw him as more than an athlete. He was a hero.
Finally tonight, America Strong. One picture seen across America making a huge difference for a little boy alone at school. He's not alone anymore, though. Here's ABC's Steve Osinsami.
Here's half of the photo that's pulling millions of heartstrings online and across the world. Meet 11-year-old Bo Paskey, who finds himself eating alone here in the school cafeteria yet again.
I have autism, so I usually sit alone at lunch, and then Travis Rudolph just came up to me and said, "Hey, can I sit down with you?"
Travis Rudolph is the rest of this happy picture. The football star from Florida State was visiting children at Montford Middle School, happened to need lunch, and saw exactly where he needed to sit.
What's more, tragedy struck Travis' life before his NFL draft. His father died in a freak accident, leaving a hole in his family. Despite the loss, Travis pushed forward, signing with the New York Giants in 2017. He later joined the Miami Dolphins, but suffered a devastating knee injury. His football career seemed cursed, but he refused to quit. In early 2020, he signed with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. By April 2021, Travis was ready for a fresh start, but that dream ended the night 39 bullets left his rifle.
The father of a rising football star was shot and killed with an AK-47. The accused shooter told deputies it was all a mistake. WPTV News Channel 5's Andrew Ruiz is in the newsroom with the new information he just learned. Andrew?
Roxanne, even though the suspected shooter, Paul Sinnett, says it was a mistake, deputies say he should be held accountable since he showed reckless disregard for human life when he moved a loaded rifle in a busy club.
The courtroom was thick with tension as the trial began on May 24, 2023. Prosecutors wasted no time painting Travis as a killer. They said his actions weren't self-defense, they were vengeance. Firing 39 shots at retreating men wasn't just excessive, it was murder. The fact that Sebastian was struck 10 times and Tyler in the back made their case stronger. Travis, they claimed, didn't act to protect, he acted to kill.
Well, Stephen, as you said, first we heard from both the prosecution and defense as they painted their own perspective of what happened the night of the shooting. Now, the prosecution talked to the jury this morning first. They say Travis Rudolph was the aggressor the night of the shooting and was not protecting himself, pointing out that the 4 men who confronted Rudolph parked their car hundreds of feet away from his home, and there was not until they were trying to leave. The prosecution argues during the entire confrontation, no weapon was ever pulled by any of the 4 men, and that it was only Rudolph who ever fired a weapon.
Murder begins when self-defense ends. That was a simple sentence said many, many years ago, but that simple sentence perfectly encapsulates why this defendant right there, Travis Rudolph, is sitting in the chair that he's sitting in.
The defense saw things differently. Text messages from Dominique to her brother painted a sinister picture. She told Keyshawn to his shit up, and Keyshawn replied, calling Travis a dead man walking. Tyler Robinson admitted to bringing a gun, which police found discarded near the scene. The defense argued that Travis fired because he believed his life and his family's was in danger.
Now, the defense says Rudolph was trying to protect himself and his family throughout the entire situation and throws the initial blame on Rudolph's former girlfriend, Dominique Jones, who they say out of anger and frustration called or texted the men involved in the incident to, quote, shoot up Rudolph's home after finding texts from other women on Rudolph's phone. She says Rudolph assaulted her. After the confrontation at the home, the defense says before Rudolph fired the weapon, 2 of the 4 men did have weapons and pointed them at him through tinted windows of the car as they were trying to drive away.
They were vigilantes. They were 4 men who went there to retaliate and kill, just as they were ordered to do.
Then, Dominique Jones took the stand. She admitted to sending the texts, but tried to downplay their meaning. I was angry, she said. I didn't mean it. Her explanation rang hollow. As the defense pressed her, her story shifted, and she started getting angry. Her explosive temper was exposed to the courtroom, painting a picture of a woman who had set a deadly chain of events in motion.
And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
You just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell me what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
If you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay.
Detective Emily Vanderlaan, the lead investigator, was next. The defense grilled her mercilessly, saying that there were flaws in her investigation. The questioning revealed big gaps. Key witnesses were interviewed for only a few minutes. The possibility that the 4 men had come armed and dangerous wasn't fully explored. Tyler Robinson admitted to carrying a gun, yet the detective didn't press him further. The defense suggested this wasn't a thorough investigation. It was a rush to judgment.
A number of prosecutors did bring in different deputies and detectives that worked the night of the this morning. They walked through which job that they did. Now, this included Palm Beach County K-9 officer who combed through the scene. The officer told the jury this morning that the K-9 he was working with found a gun on the ground outside the neighborhood where the happened after following a blood trail. Other witnesses included 2 detectives from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Homicide Division, both tasked with gathering evidence at the crime scene surrounding the Rudolph household, including cell phones and video surveillance. Rudolph, a former NFL player, is charged with 2 people, killing 1 outside his family's Lake Park home. In April of 2021, Rudolph claims self-defense.
The most anticipated moment came when Travis Rudolph himself took the stand. His testimony was raw, emotional, and graphic. He described the fight, the punches landing on him and his brother, the desperation he felt as he retreated inside. He spoke of seeing firearms aimed at him, his fear for his life, and the split-second decisions he made to protect himself and his family. I just kept shooting until they weren't a threat, he said. The prosecution pounced, hammering him with questions. Why fire as the car was driving away? Why keep shooting when the immediate danger had passed? Travis stayed firm, insisting that in the chaos of the moment, he truly believed his life was still at risk.
Literally, I walk outside and I was going to approach Keyshawn and I was gonna say, I said, "What's up?" But before I even get the up part, the guy with the shirt off with the tattoos, he had sucker punched me in my left eye. And
him at all?
No, that was my first time ever seeing him. Yes.
You never met him to your knowledge?
No. Right after he had punched me, it's like all those guys was like in unison, and they started like jumping me to basically they're coming from my right. So Tyler hit me from my left, and they started jumping me from my right to the driveway.
Oh, all of them were jumping on you?
Yes.
You ever experienced anything like this before?
No.
The fight that was going on, was it one-on-one?
No.
Tell us about that.
It was a bunch of back and forth. Sometimes it'd be 2-on-1, sometimes it's 3-on-1, 4-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Between me and my brother.
How were they fighting with you?
They was like trying to hurt us really bad, like trying to kill us. I took it as they was trying to kill us. They kicking us, punching us. I got choked one time, everything.
And were they saying anything to you during this battle?
Yes, they said, "We on demon time, y'all gonna die today." When he was saying that, I seen Tyler, he pulled out a firearm from his right pocket.
And where did he point it at?
I didn't give him a chance to point it at me. When I seen him pull out his firearm, that's when I went inside to grab my firearm. When I was looking down the block, I seen two men jumping my brother, punching on him, kicking him. I mean, he's defending himself to the best of his ability, but I mean, I'm afraid for my brother at that point, so.
You shoot at the guys?
No.
Why not?
Because my brother's in that direction as well, so, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to shoot anyone that night.
Did you clearly see a gun pointed at you?
Most definitely, yours, yes.
Why did you shoot first?
Because, I mean, if I wait for them to shoot, that's the matter of seconds, and it could be me and my brother's life, just gone like that.
The security footage became a key point of focus. The prosecution pointed out that the car was moving away when Travis fired most of the shots. To them, the video showed a man on the attack, not defending himself. The defense countered, saying the footage didn't capture the fear, the adrenaline, or the perception of danger Travis experienced in that moment. They argued that self-defense isn't measured by hindsight, but by what someone feels in the heat of the moment. The closing arguments painted very different pictures. The prosecution called Travis a vigilante who took the law into his own hands, choosing to become judge, jury, and executioner. They replayed the haunting details, the 39 shots, the bloodied car, Sebastian's lifeless body. They said this wasn't fear, it was overkill. The defense focused on reasonable doubt. They hammered the threatening texts, the discarded gun, and the sloppy investigation. They reminded the jury that the prosecution had to prove beyond all doubt that Travis wasn't defending himself. The defense argued that doubt was everywhere. Dominique's volatile behavior, the rushed police work, and the actions of the men who came to Travis's home. On June 7th, 2023, the verdict was read. The courtroom was silent, the air heavy with anticipation. One by one, the charges were announced. Not guilty. Relief flooded Travis's face as his family cried beside him. He was free, but the scars of that night would never leave.
There were no shortage of tears, prayers, and hugs today in the Palm Beach County Courthouse.
Your life is in 12 jurors' hands. That's a scary feeling, so definitely was nervous, and we definitely pray a lot. We have unwavering faith, so.
Travis Rudolph cleared on the first-degree murder and 3 first-degree attempted murder charges against him. The case stems back to a deadly shooting in April 2021 after an argument with Rudolph's alleged girlfriend.
Some saw Travis as a victim, a man forced to defend himself against an ambush. Others saw him as a killer who went too far. The case reignited debates about Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Some argued it allowed people to justify violence, while supporters said it protected those who acted in fear for their lives.
I have known Travis, probably he's 25.
I'd say 23 years from the day they moved into the house.
Irene Malenga says she didn't see or hear what happened, but she says what Rudolph is accused of doing is out of character.
There's got to be another side. This can't be what it was or appears to be to the news or anybody else.
In the end, Travis's case left a chilling lesson. Emotions can turn deadly in an instant. What began as an argument between lovers ended in bloodshed.
911, what's your emergency?
I just heard a ton of behind me. I just heard fired.
It sounded like 10 guys.
It's a guy out here saying that he's just been
April 7th, 2021. 911 calls for help flood into dispatch around midnight.
Things escalated so quickly.
For the first time, Travis Rudolph talks about the night he says 4 men showed up at his front door.
I just heard a loud bang, as if like the police was at the door.
In exclusive video, we can now see everything playing out on security cameras.
This all happened within seconds, so my brother was the first one to get to the door, so I was worried about his safety as well.
Where Travis at? Travis at?
According to court records, Rudolph and his then girlfriend, Dominique Jones, got into a fight earlier that night.
Open this door, bro, because this got me. Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling it, bruh? Afterwards, she texted her brother, Keyshawn Jones. Evidence shows they both made threats towards Rudolph.
As soon as I came outside, literally, Tyler, he sucker punched me to my left eye. It was Tyler and Sebastian. It was kind of trying to corner me in. And Tyler, he had pulled out his firearm. And during that time, Tyler pulled out his firearm. Sebastian was like, you mess with the wrong girl, you're gonna die tonight. And then that's when I went back inside and grabbed my firearm.
The chilling thought is this: if Travis was lying and really planned to kill that day, the court may have let a cold-blooded killer walk free. And if that's true, how many more killers might be out there walking among us? I guess we'll only know when they strike again. Travis Rudolph's case will forever haunt those who hear it. What would you do in his shoes? Would you have acted differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video.